We're live again. Still nothing works. We're gonna switch to the PS4.
Is PS4 working?
It's plugged into the Elgato, right?
Yeah.
It still says no signal on the Elgato.
Oh my god!
I think this is really just a big slob's fuck.
That's what it seems like.
Slobs might just be fucked to shit.
What else is fucking?
Just deactivated, reactivated Elgato. Jalen Harris says this is why you should have played Chrono Trigger instead. You wouldn't have had these problems. Alright, I've got it working. I've got games.
Alright.
We still don't have camera. Let me see if deactivating and reactivating will work on that.
What if that was just a solution for everything all the time? We just never tried it.
I had tried it out already several times. It didn't work. Didn't work for the camera. We have no camera. But at least we're live. Oh god. Well, we can play whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. Chat, what should we play on the PS4? Let us know. Oh, fuck. I just spent like 25 minutes trying to fucking troubleshoot this shit, and it doesn't make any sense.
It's funny. They were saying in the Discord earlier that, like, oh, I don't want to get rid of the party streams. I like them. I'm like, the problem is that this is like a 10-hour-a-week thing that we do for Iron Games. 12 hours if you include all the troubleshooting. And right on schedule. A nice little half-an-hour chunk of our lives.
Right.
Dedicated to this bullshit.
Alright, I've come into the chat. So far I've heard Guilty Gear, We Want Spyro, Yakuza Kiwami, shit, Guilty Gear, hell yeah. We also have other games than what is in the current on-screen picture. How much is in?
I got Bloodborne, Wolfenstein 1 and 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, Batman Arkham Knight, Doom, Tomb Raider, Final Fantasy 15, Uncharted 4, Shadow of Mordor, Kingdom Hearts, something got installed. A lot of these probably are installed. I don't know. That's enough. Why do I have this still installed?
So the people are all over the place. You got Guilty Gear, Spyro, Mega Man, Doom, Bloodborne, Nier, continue Spyro for Comfy, Doom, Nier, DMC. Smash comes out in 6 hours.
Sure.
Dark Souls 3. I do have Dark Souls 3.
Sorry, your PS4 games as well. But none of them are installed in the system, though.
Oh yeah, I forgot about installation.
We should see what's actually installed in here, because that'll be,
I've got...
be legit choices.
What have I got? I've got Nier Automata, Dark Souls 3, The Witcher 3, Final Fantasy Type 0, Tomb Raider. So shit I have. Deus Ex Mankind Divided appears to be in my collection.
You have a PS4?
I
guess so.
I don't remember buying it. I don't know how it got there. If you don't own a PS4 copy, then I guess I do have.
No, I got it on PC.
When the fuck did I think I remember being like, oh, should I get this even though I already, like, I haven't even beat the first one yet? I think it was just like super on sale. I don't even fucking remember.
We should do Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Hey Mark, do you remember when I bought the Deus Ex game? No.
All Mark is boobs.
Oh, hi Mark. Hi. Alright, let's see. We got...
I'm going to defer to you, my dude. Make an executive decision.
I agree with Bloodborne or Nier. DMC 4 if you have it. Dark Souls 3, Souls, or Spyro. I have Nier now. A lot of people are repeating themselves, which makes this difficult. Because it's like...
Just pick something, man. I don't give a fuck.
If you want, I could play Bloodborne.
There's a salt there. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah? You want to watch me play this time?
Sure.
Oh my god!
Mix it up.
Oh my god! This will give me the catharsis I need after 30 minutes of sitting in front of that fucking little computer. Trying to make this fucking shit happen. Oh my god. Alright, I gotta switch everything over to Bloodborne.
Nope.
Fuck. Do you think this needs to be plugged in?
No, I've had it plugged in the whole time, so it'll be good for like an hour.
Alright. Ah, fucking hey.
Alright, Digi is Become Games.
I am Become Games, Destroyer of Lames, Riser from Flames. I don't even have to wear this I Am Games shirt anymore.
Yeah, welcome to I Am Games, the most off-brand stream.
We're both wearing our shirts, literally. The camera just doesn't work. For no reason.
Reset it 4 times, it doesn't give a shit.
We reset the computer. We installed updates to slobs. We fucking deactivated and reactivated every single component of the fucking thing.
Okay. Masugogo says, "Sup, I Am Games, piss bottles here. So great news. Thanks to Tom, I confronted the roommate. Turns out he was just fucking with me. Afterwards, though, he ended up sucking my dick. Now, I'm not gay, but I also have never been blown. So question is obvious. Am I being manipulated, or do I have free sex now? I'd ask someone closer, but where else does advice get me laid?"
Alright, what should we name this fucker?
I don't... Games?
Oh, yeah.
We always call everybody Games. It's gotta be in all caps, dude.
Is there a way to caps lock?
I don't know.
God damn!
Bless you.
I fucking love the gyroscope for typing. It's the best idea.
Who needs a keyboard when you have a gyroscope?
Alright, what do I want my origins to be? Milquetoast, lone survivor, troubled childhood, violent past, professional, military veteran, noble scion, cruel fate, or waste of skin. Not doing that one because it's hard.
Military veteran.
You want that?
I don't know what the differences are.
Well,
That just
they're
has
on the right.
this one's the only one that has double
I'm
digits.
just gonna look for the one with the highest strength. This one's got a shit ton of strength. And okay vitality as well. All I care about is strength and vitality. That's it. That's all that matters.
Piss
Right,
bottles, congrats on getting your
pass.
dick sucked. I'm gonna give you props for that. I'm glad I was
Yeah,
able to.
that story got like he went from I think my roommate is fucking with me to I think my roommate is sucking my dick.
I think my roommate is fucking me.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get into crazy customization here.
No thank you. Turns out Digi was right about college all along. It's horrible.
No shit. Maybe Digi's right about most things he talks about because he thinks about it and knows what he's saying.
Man, what if Munchie hates college?
That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
God. The fucking... I can't imagine the shit you will give him until he dies.
I mean, I don't usually give people that much shit about stuff like that because they're always going to immediately be like hyper defensive, like, oh, well, it wasn't for the reasons you said, you know.
Yeah. Man, Tom, you're useless. I'm going back for the
Alright,
holidays.
Tom, do you not think this game is amazing? Give my character heterochromia. You can't even change the size.
I mean, if I was like 16, I would be really into that.
You don't think it's cool that you can give yourself heterochromia?
I don't know, I'm gay.
I guess so. Trying to make a character who looks like they have a violent past.
It's gonna be covered up in. They're gonna be covered up in fucking robes and shit and hats and none of this matters.
It does. I need hair. What's the... Here we go. Hair.
Kappa says, I hate college, but I'm in STEM for free. Well, that just seems unfair. I'm going to make the most money and pay nothing to do it.
This kind of says violent past to me a little bit. This definitely says violent past.
Munchie will hate college. I'm watching this from my university dorm. Steamed rice and steamed buns are OD.
Like,
I don't know what OD.
overdose? Yeah.
I guess. Maybe overdosing because they're so good. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like that.
That's pretty dope. Can't see the
Very
different colored
edge.
eyes, but...
I'm thinking either this one
Well,
or this one. No, this one.
some basic bitch shit.
I'm trying to give the impression that I have a violent past.
Shaved head.
You gotta make them dark.
It's a
Make them
girl.
black. It'll really be violent.
I like this hair too much not to use it.
BTW, Digi, your Bloodborne Let's Play is my favorite Let's Play ever. Says
thank you.
Haphazard 98.
Well, now you're gonna get to fucking see history repeat itself, my boy, because I only played this game one way. Blade of Mercy
says, make her look like Digibro, the one from Tales of, I'm assuming, Fantasia, not Symphonia.
Yeah. I am planning to name them those names in every single game. That is the intended running gag of the
Good.
Tales of series. Assuming the first video actually gets enough views to justify doing more.
Would you say the cutoff was 25K?
Something like that. I mean, it could continue growing for a while. It's a 53-minute video. And Tales fans are, you know, scattered to the four winds of the internet. But if I go on r/Tales and I find out none of y'all motherfuckers have posted it there, I'm going to be real sad and real salty.
Get on it, all of you, right now.
Okay, I cannot see shit.
Isn't that how this game's supposed to be played?
I don't know. Probably. Alright, we're doing it, dude. We're fucking in Bloodborne right now. This is happening.
Yeah.
Digibro is games. Tom is chats. Have you ever even imagined such a world? What does this say? Attack.
We've done it a few
Now
times.
I know how to attack. Now I know how to lock on as well. Do you think I can beat this fucking wolf with my bare hands?
No.
We shall see about that. Alright, let's see.
I don't know how many times you played this game, so...
All the way through? Just once.
Well, maybe. I guess we'll find out in a second. Tom, did you measure your dick? No. We don't have any measuring tools here.
Okay. Oh
I don't know
no.
where they
I'm
are.
not gonna borrow to measure your dick.
I mean, I don't really blame you. The way you attack with your bare hands in this game is like, I'm gonna fight like I played Slappers Only in GoldenEye.
Mm-hmm.
It's the exact same kind of animation.
The karate chop.
Yeah. How excited is Tom for the new Smash Bros? Completely. We were just talking about this while we were troubleshooting. I'm not a huge fan of Smash in general, and Digi has no interest in buying the new Smash. So if you want us to play it, someone's gonna have to get really drunk and give us $60 to go out and buy it tomorrow, because neither of us plan on purchasing it ever.
Preferably $60 via just PayPal donation, because
That would be quicker. We'd actually have the
then
money.
we'd have the money. Yeah. I'm currently trying to fuck with the color settings on the television, or the brightness. There is no like just brightness.
It's somewhere. This looks fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey Digi,
Hello,
my
doll.
post has 34 views on JRPG. I expect my cut of the ad revenue.
Alright, I'm going with the fucking Hunter Axe because that's the only way to play Bloodborne.
This guy, Mikalia, says, I wish I enjoyed Bloodborne more. It's so hard to get past the unfun shit that popped up in 3 again.
Don't know what you're referring to.
Basically everything once the character creation is done. That's the unfun part.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How do I equip my blunderbuss?
You got a blunderbuss? I got the pistol.
Oh, I did get the pistol actually. I don't know why I said. Otherwise, whatever.
Oh, you have the axe?
Oh, yeah. The axe is how you play.
I got the chain. The
Wait, how do I...
the weapon that's on the cover. I forget what it's called.
How do I...
Why are you like
There we
tickling your butthole?
I was trying to remember what the button was for extending the weapon. I haven't played this since the Bloodborne Let's Play that was aforementioned, which was back in like March.
Bobby Joe Brown says, "Are we gonna watch the Game Awards? When are they going on? I'm assuming."
Does anybody give a fuck about the Game Awards? Like, aren't they a fucking meme?
Isn't it a meme
Yeah.
to watch them? I guess that's what they mean. Are we gonna meme on it? Probably not.
I mean, we won't like. I think somebody asked us before, and your response was, "It'll just be us like not knowing what any of the games are."
Yeah, just be like, for the award coming up is for Rainbow Six Siege, Red Dead Redemption 2, some
Rainbow
other
Six Siege is
Battlefield
fucking
5,
years old now.
Call of Duty 4, Black Ops 4. Just like, okay. And Madden 2019.
Rainbow Six Siege is supposedly a really amazing game.
Right.
It's like Super Bunny Hop's favorite fucking
Phoenix
game.
19 says the axe is gay. Multiple A's.
You're gay.
God. Nate added me to his Smash Discord server and just won't shut up. I'm turning off all notifications.
Yeah, he invited me to that too, and I wasn't sure why.
I'm going to
Get
Holy
fucked.
shit.
Get fucked. Get
Oh.
fucked. Hell yeah. I'll take that blood and that souls. Anything else? I want your skull. I need your skull.
I would love to see you guys just shit on it. I mean, it would be pretty easy, but it'd be low hanging fruit if it's anything like the last one I watched. It had like the Schick Hydrobot and shit like that. It's just like painful.
Schick Hydro Bot?
There was a guy dressed up in a robot costume that had a Schick razor for a head, and he was like the sponsored guy who just ran around.
Oh.
It's called the Schick Hydrobot. Bloodborne on PC when, so I can pirate it? Probably never. It hasn't come out from PC by now.
I'm fairly certain that, you know, there's an exclusivity deal involved here.
Maybe when they remaster it in 3 years.
So, the reason that the Souls games are not all just the same title is that Demon Souls was made as a PS3 exclusive, and, like, you know, the rights are all tied up in, like, I think Namco, who published it.
Did Namco publish that? Really?
Atlas did it in the US. I think it might have been Namco in Japan. I'm not sure. No, Namco published Dark Souls. Never mind. It was Demon Souls was published by Atlas, but I think it was made on an exclusivity deal, and like so they couldn't use the IP of Demon Souls when if they wanted to make it cross-platform. So when they made Dark Souls, the idea was like
technically not Demon Souls,
right? And it
That's
is
some skeevy
it's
shit.
definitely different enough that like you know.
It says Sony published Demon Souls.
Okay, so Sony published it in Japan, and then
Japan.
Atlas brought it to America. So because Sony published it, they obviously can't put it on anything else. They own the IP, so they said, fuck it, we'll just call it something different and make it somewhat different. So they made Dark Souls, and, you know, that one, I think that one's published by Namco, and it's cross-platform, and,
I'm having, like, war flashbacks right now.
yeah?
Yeah.
To, like, having tried to play this?
It just, like...
I guess I should talk to this NPC.
The most fun of this game is when you hit something and it sounds like a fucking orgasm of blood and it feels great. The problem is
That's what's happening constantly throughout the entire game.
The problem is everything else about the game is garbage.
I can't even comprehend this stance.
Except
what
for
about
the
the fucking
graphics.
art design, which is like the most incredible art design?
The graphics are great. It's a shame they're wasted on such a terrible game.
Well, we shall see how you feel after you watch me fucking murder literally everything.
Excited for FromSoft's next game. Digi is, and I am not. Tazzlespa says, Forza Horizon 4 was nominated for Best Sound Design at the Game Awards, even though everyone criticized the engine sound for sounding like shit in that game. Game Awards are a joke.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That is really funny that they would particularly pick one that is like.
I mean,
criticized.
I'm sure Microsoft just paid them money to promo the game.
I mean, it's no different from like in the Crunchyroll Awards when like Yuri on Ice won Best Animation, because like there are moments in the show that are extremely well animated, but like baseline, it's mad inconsistent, and there was stuff that was like vastly better. Like Mob Psycho was that year. You know, it was like
Mob Psycho was great.
This is what happens when you let people who don't know what they're talking about pick the winners. Same goes for the Academy Awards, of course.
Funky Biller says, I don't particularly care for all the brown in this game.
Brown?
Yeah. There is a lot of brown.
I guess. Yeah. I would consider it more black. Black and like a deep blue. A deep pervasive.
Did you guys know that Crunchyroll got cucked by Hulu because Funimation partnered with Hulu?
Yeah, Funimation and Crunchyroll had like a partnership going for like a year, and then it just fucking dissolved. Because I think Funimation got bought out or something.
Wow. That was a miss.
You fucking asshole. Get my dick in your fucking ear.
Sony bought Funimation, apparently. I'm assuming this is directed at you. Are you gonna play Tales of Vesperia Remastered on Steam?
If I, when I get there, probably.
Like
if it's considered the best version. I know that some of the PC ports of Tales games are not considered to be the most superior. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day.
Secret Anime Police says, I liked your Digibro YouTube history video today. You should keep doing it.
I probably will, since a lot of people seem to like it, and it's easy to do. Get fucked. Those guys all like aggroed, and then I guess they forgot I existed.
They're just like, wait, whoa,
well,
that guy just got
that
fucked with
that
an
guy
axe.
remembered. This guy figured it out. He's got one brain cell left. Too
Not
bad
anymore.
I just fucking severed it. Oh boy. Okay.
Here's a really important question from Ekaze. Tom and Digi, what in your opinion is the best part of eating ass?
The poop. when they poop.
That's the only part that matters.
Oh shit! I got hit. Fuck. Shit! And I didn't strike back in time to get my
Oh god.
health.
Oh god.
Fuck.
Oh man. Well. Ooh, that looked like it hurt. There we go.
Fucking ace.
Well. Get out of that
Boy.
situation.
You fucked.
The animations in these games are interesting.
They're extremely weighted so that you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it. I mean, I do, but I don't at the same time. I don't even know how to explain my thoughts on it. Because, like, it's very, like you said, it's very clear what's happening. Like, you know exactly what states the enemy's in at all times. But it makes it feel like your hits kind of are just going through them and they're not reacting to the visceralness of them. Which I guess is why the sound design's so good, because that's what's selling the actual weight behind all your attacks. It's interesting. It's a different way of going about it. I think it makes sense for the design of the game.
Me too! That was my contribution to the Me Too movement.
Alright. YouTube is deader each month. For Neverrow's channel is dying, and now he's trying to move on to mainly doing rap songs, and his audience hates it.
Hasn't his channel been dying for a very long time?
I barely even know who that person is. So.
He's this really stupid fucking asshole who does anime videos. He's what they call one of the shonen tards, where his career is that he talks about like episodically the big shonen anime. He used to be big back when like the big three were around. He was like one of the first bigger anime YouTubers. I mean, he's total garbage, but he's just does vlog reactions and he's really stupid. But like he, because of Dragon Ball Super coming into existence, he had kind of like a second chance. Like he had a career again for a little while, but now that Dragon Ball Super, it's over, right? Isn't it?
I think so.
So I'm guessing that if it's not coming out anymore, then he basically has nothing to talk about, and that would be why he's desperate. And because he's a fat, talentless idiot.
Licardus says, Tom, this question goes out to you. So you've already convinced me not to watch Gintama. If you don't mind, please explain how searching for supplies is not the same as actually drawing.
Wait, he convinced you not to watch Gintama how? Just by telling you it was too long?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think I remember this happening.
I remember commenting on Gintama's too long to not bother watching it. I don't understand the second part. Please explain how searching for supplies is not the same as actually drawing. I need clarification. I don't know what that's in reference to.
Yeah.
I was hoping maybe you would understand.
No, I have no fucking idea.
It was like maybe it's some anime shit that I'm not understanding.
Incidentally, Gintama is absolutely worth watching. It's better than whatever you would be watching instead of it. So, the same argument I would make with Homestuck. It's like, yes, it's insanely long, but it is a better use of your time than any other media you could be consuming. Because it is way better.
What about Bloodborne?
I do like Bloodborne. It's not really a narrative piece, though.
This weapon seems much more effective than the saw blade.
It depends on how you want to play the game. If you want to play the Souls games the way I play them, which is kill every enemy in one hit or as close to that as possible, you just pick the biggest weapon and you level only strength and vitality. And you will have so much health that you never die, and you'll have so much strength that you kill everything instantly.
Seems like an abusable system.
Yeah, that's why I was able to beat all the Souls games. Digibro, everyone thinks is terrible at game. Everyone thinks I am terrible at games, bro, is what I meant to say.
DBS is not currently airing. But the movie is coming out. It's been implied the series might continue.
Okay.
Right, because they're canonizing Brawly. Like they're making a Brawly movie or whatever. He's going to be canon in the series for real now.
How did that not happen in Super as it was? Is that just like what they were they just holding on to that one like up their sleeves? Just like
I guess so, because they had like a Rule 63 version of Broly.
I remember
in,
that.
Like the
Girl Broly.
The interdimensional tournament arc, whatever the fuck it was they run. Do you guys plan on making a video for this game? Probably not. I feel like the window of opportunity on that's kind of passed.
I have a video on this game. Dark Souls versus Bloodborne, the player character.
Yeah, but it's not
the Digibro channel. The only gaming video I've ever made that got like a shit ton of views was like a hashtag real success.
I Am Games needs a hashtag real success.
That is absolutely the case. Also, Deep Feel.
Maybe that contrarian Smash video will be the one that finally gets us there.
If somebody wants to give us $60 to play Smash, well, I don't even think it'll be contrarian because I think the Smash fans are all gonna bitch about it for the most part.
Well, the Melee fags will. Everybody else who just likes Smash in general will be fine with it and probably think it's great.
Okay, we've unlocked the first shortcut without dying. That's a lot. It's great.
It's better than I was doing the first time.
It's like astoundingly better than I was doing the first time. But, you know, I know this area pretty fucking well. I want to fight these big fucks.
You're gonna do the counter thing and then stab him in the gut?
No, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of him with a big fucking axe.
You're fighting them very differently than I did. This is how I learned how to counter, was on these guys. I was like, oh yes.
What the hell's a counter?
It's when if you fire the gun at them, right? When
What the hell's the gun?
You know what the gun is. Don't be gay to me, boy.
I'm just saying I don't use that shit. I don't fuck like that.
I don't know. Using the gun was pretty fun. I was like, probably the funnest part.
That's more for the playstyle of using the other weapons, you know?
That seems like the case. I feel like if I had this, I probably would not have thought about using a gun. If I can do a 360 like Sonic the Hedgehog spin and kill everything within...
This is
like,
why I was telling you
distance.
that I wanted to play the Souls games in front of you to convince you that they are fun. Because the way I play the games is just fun. There's no difficulty. There's no, like... Now, granted, part of the reason I'm doing so well is that I know the level. And, like, there is a lot of fucking, you know, bullshit, like... If you didn't know this, that this guy was going to jump out at you at this particular moment, you're probably going to fall for it.
You gotta know the layout.
But because I do know the layout and I know where every enemy is, it's like none of them are going to get the drop on me unless I forget.
This game is so
like
much
that
harder
guy.
if you don't two-hand the axe.
That too. I don't like those guys. They usually kill me.
They killed me too.
Do I even want to be up here? Do I want to fight the cleric beast? I probably do for the souls. I probably have enough to do some.
Man, there's no souls in this game. What are you fucking talking about?
Man, there's no. It's impossible to refer to it as Blood Echoes.
This is the only one I've played, so I just call them Blood Echoes.
No, well, you're the only person then. I was about to say I've never heard anyone do it, just because it's like it's two words instead of one.
I just called it Blood.
That's fair. I accept that. Alright, let's go see if we can do some leveling. Go meet the doll.
Why does Digi compare this to DMC when he plays it like a mindless hack and slash? When did you compare this to DMC?
I used to insist that this game is Dark Souls with more Devil May Cry. Which is exactly what the intentions were, and exactly how anybody who knows what they're talking about would describe it. Because everything is on a... Basically, any action game is on a spectrum from, like, Soul Blazer, where you just literally mash X and that's the only way that you attack, to... Well, there's also spells, so I guess it's not fair to say. But, like, from that to Devil May Cry. Like, how much control, how much, you know, how many options are there, all that good shit. What am I trying to explain right now? I'm fucking trying to also play the game. Point being, this game is closer to Devil May Cry as compared to other Dark Souls games, because it is fast and action-centric, and you can fucking chop shit. It's a good boy. Alright, I think I need an insight for... Oh, shit, I accidentally used a fucking button. I pressed the wrong fucking button.
Digi and Tom, in regards to recording the audio for your videos, what do you do to the room for better acoustics, and do you use a sound editor? We just use your good mic.
What is about this show?
Yeah.
Is that what he's asking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just use my good mic. I mean, you can see our setup right here.
I think he means for the YouTube videos.
Oh, I basically just do the same thing. Like, it used to be that I had all this, like, soundproofing and shit, and that I was, like, really hardcore about, you know, making sure that my audio was fucking legit. But,
Nobody cares.
well, since moving here, the office room downstairs just has naturally really good sound dampening. Like this room's terrible. This room has like shit echo, and
Yeah, we had to like fill it with tons of shit just to like kind of
keep
the
it
sound
good.
from going.
There's
balls.
there's lots of random sound paneling just laying around in here. It's not really put up in a way that is meaningful, but you know, there's also like more furniture, but. Yeah, the office is, because it's like mostly underground, I guess, like, you know, just being surrounded by earth, I guess, makes the soundproofing pretty good in there. So, So I don't use anything. I just fucking talk right into mic. You fuck you asshole. I was trying to climb down a ladder.
Character action games are on a spectrum from Officer's Wrath to all the worthless ones. Isn't Officer's Wrath like just a cutscene?
That's what it's like a bunch of QuickTime events, right? Some people really like Officer's Wrath because they think that like the story and the cutscenes are entertaining. I think they look retarded, personally, but that's just me. Oh jeez.
Oh man, he fucked you good, dude.
Yeah, he almost just one-shotted me. I didn't want to use a blood vial. I wanted to take some of my health back from him, but I failed. Now I have to kill him if I want my echoes.
Well, shit.
So, that's gonna happen. I couldn't even talk to the dogs. I don't have an insight yet. I forgot that was a thing you had to do. I don't have any items that give insight. Or maybe I just had to die. I don't even remember.
I don't think so.
I think I needed an insight. Oh, do you... Why... Oh, never mind. I thought I did unequip my weapon, but I think it's just because I'm on this ladder. See, the most satisfying thing about this game is that, you know, holding R2 lets you do this charge attack, and that's where you do the big spin. And it's like, the sensation of holding down the button and then just releasing it right at the right moment to fucking destroy everything around you is the greatest satisfaction. That was a weird glitch.
That was pretty weird. Some floaty shit.
Oh, don't come up here, dude. I want to put you down there. What are you doing?
You've pulled aggro. He wants your dick.
Have I? He's just kind of slow pacing. Okay, I guess so. Well, I don't think I've ever fucking gone out here before.
Don't think you can stun him.
Shit.
Oh, this is coming down to the wire. Oh,
He tried to hug my ass. Fucking molest or no molesting. Well, he gave me a tempering blood gemstone.
Why are you killing villagers? What even is the setting of this game?
Okay, so the idea here is we're in the city called Yharnam. And basically a lot of shit's going on that you'll only really unravel as the game goes along. But essentially, there's Lovecraftian aliens that have come to Yharnam, and there's also like these basically endless catacombs underneath of Yharnam that are like belong to some ancient civilization or something. And so there's all these scholars in Yharnam who have been studying the ancient civilization, trying to figure out how to gain, like, just on a quest for knowledge. Like, this whole game is basically about how the quest for knowledge led to madness. So
it's like the fucking theme of every Lovecraft story ever.
Yeah.
So this is basically the best Lovecraft game ever made.
Oh, absolutely, and everybody who plays it will say so.
Arguably the only good one.
Yeah. This game is thoroughly Lovecraft, and nothing else. So, yeah, it's basically like the people were trying to gain all this knowledge from the mines that are underneath the city. What the fuck? Where did you come from, my boy? Forgot about you, I guess. I really can't see shit in this fucking room. So yeah, in their pursuit of this knowledge, they basically like figured out about the Lovecraft aliens, and people started going crazy. And the Lovecraft aliens they're actually like just in the town, like fucking with shit. But the simultaneously to this, like, and I don't remember if this is even fucking related to the aliens or whatever, but like they found this blood, this like ancient blood that when you when you transfuse that blood into a human, it will turn them into a beast, where basically you've got super strength and shit, but like the beastliness will eventually take over your mind, and you'll just turn into like a ruthless, you know, killing machine. So basically, simultaneously what's going on, at the start of the game, it's all about just beasts. It's like, hey, You've got blood in you, you're a hunter now, and the hunters are just driven to fucking constantly hunt, and eventually they usually go insane and turn into fucking giant monsters like the one we're about to fight. So it's like a werewolf thing, but then it gradually you realize that there's more going on, and it's actually a Lovecraft thing.
It's like, they start it, and it's like, hey, you ever watch Claymore? You ever watch fucking Claymore? It's like that. It's like Claymore.
That is an interesting point. I never thought of it as being like Claymore. I mean, because Dark Souls is just like full of Berserk influence.
Right.
So the idea that they would then do a Claymore-esque game is kind of interesting. Does Claymore have like a Lovecraftian twist later?
I never finished it.
Yeah.
I would have, but the site I was watching illegally got shut down.
Well, if we're talking about the anime makes up its own ending, and everybody hates it. Shit.
Well,
The ending. I mean, everybody hates the ending. Yeah, that was gay, but I kind of expected it because I couldn't level up or anything because I didn't have any insight. I don't know if there's an easier way of getting insight.
Don't you have to die to that thing once to get the doll revived? Isn't that like what you do?
Well, it's whenever you see a boss, you gain 1 insight, which is basically your insanity meter.
Right, right.
And so the more insane you are, well, it's simultaneously you're more insane, but it's just because you're seeing more of the truth. Like you have a greater understanding of what's really going on, and ergo you can perceive things that you couldn't before. However, like there's items you can use to give you insight, and you can also spend it in a shop that's up there. But yeah, you need at least... I fucking keep accidentally pressing triangle to try to open the fucking menu.
Someone asked, why does this game look so much better than Dark Souls 2 when it was made like a year apart? Because this was a PS4 game, and Dark Souls 2 came out on the 360.
Also, because Dark Souls 2 is a piece of shit. I fucking did it again.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to go that far. I was going to keep on the technical. But yeah, you're right.
I mean, Dark Souls 1 also looks better than Dark Souls 2, because Dark Souls 2 looks like shit. What is this? Oh, now I can summon people. Yeah. Now I can summon the old hunters to come help me. People, people. Alright, so I need three bloodstone shards to upgrade, and I ain't got none of that shit.
The problem with being insane is that you're fucking insane, and fighting space demons makes it way worse.
Yeah, and the higher your insight gets, the more susceptible you are to frenzy, which is like certain enemies can basically just fucking like fuck with your mind and like call it, like you have a frenzy meter that goes up, and when it fills, you just like explode in blood, like you just kind of die. It does a shitload of damage, and the higher your insight is, the faster that meter will fill up. I think there's also advantages to having it, like probably item drops increase. It's like a risk reward system basically, as are most things in Dark Souls. How far in are we right now? How long have we been going?
46 minutes.
Okay.
Feels longer than that because we're technically an hour and 20 minutes.
That to me, because I haven't done much. Just kind of run around and killed people. I mean, the first time I played this game, because like this was the first Souls game I actually beat, and after years of just like watching other people play them, this one, like the aesthetic I was so fucking into, and I watched Victor do a full Let's Play of it on Digibros, and I was just like, I gotta fucking play this game. And like, when he had told me, you know, basically if you level your strength and vitality, like it'll make it a lot easier on you. But also, like, I just spent the first like 4 hours just playing this level over and over again and grinding as many blood vials as I could. 'Cause like, you know, you can have like an endless stock of blood vials. You can only carry 20 of them at a time, but you have, like, when you get more, they go into your overflow box, and when you die, they automatically replenish. So you should always have 20 on you if you have, you know, a bunch in your box. These two guys give you 2 each, So they are in the entire game, they are the best place to farm for blood vials. Like, if you run out later on, the best way to do it is to just come here, kill those 2 guys, and like a couple others who are nearby, and just do that over and over again until you have 20 again. Which is a pain, but like the way I did it, again, was to have like 40 before I even like proceeded, you know? Just like gather as many as I could, be like super well prepared and like a little over leveled. But right now my concern is that my blood echoes, I believe, are with that boss, and I want to level up to fight the boss. I have enough to level up once. I don't know if that's worth going back to the place for. I'm trying to think of what else, because I can go to the sewers, and that might be fun. I'm trying to think of the quickest route. I guess it would be this way. So let's go take a dive into the fucking sewers.
Kappa says, Digi, how much better is your life after quitting Twitter? Mine is so much better.
Mine is definitely better. Is he saying his was, or?
His was better.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely better. Twitter is literally worthless. It offers nothing of value whatsoever. I think that getting off of it, I don't miss it. Like, every once in a while, I, like, because of the fact that from, like, 10 years of being on there, and, like, for what it's worth, I've quit Twitter more than once. Like, this is not the first time I've done it, because in the past, I had quit, before I was famous, basically, I would quit regularly for the fact that it was just a time sink and such a weird, like, fame whoring kind of, like, situation where it's just vying for attention. Like, that's the purpose of the platform, is like, I want attention, someone talk to me, or look at my thing. So yeah, I just kind of got sick of it, and what am I trying to say?
Twitter's gay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say that, like, I'd quit before. Oh, who subscribed?
Keyblade. I'm gay. Hey, the sub
guessing
message
it's,
worked this time.
Hell yeah. How many months in a row is that?
3 months in a row.
Beautiful.
What a
Good man. But, look at this. Isn't this fucking sick? Look at this fucking place.
Everything in this game looks great.
Cutting that down so I can get it later. Is this where I came from? No. This is where you talk to the crow.
I like Twitter, to be honest, though. Twitter is where the majority of my audience is right now. It's where I get the majority of my momentum for my work.
The thing about Twitter is, what I was trying to say is that, like, from 10 years of on and off using it, at some point I had taken it off of my favorites bar as a way of trying to discourage myself from using it. But because you can just type TW into the address bar and get there, I still checked it constantly because that's what I would do. And I have like a reflexive, like when I'm just kind of sitting around bored, or, you know, have the space of 5 seconds between thoughts, I fucking will like just automatically type TW into Twitter.
Yeah.
However, since quitting, I just have been logged out. So when I do that, I just end up on a login page, and then I go, oh, right, I'm not supposed to be on Twitter, and I leave. Which is helpful. But, yeah, like, I just think that, like, I used to love Twitter because the way I looked at it was that it's just a way to start a conversation when you're not sure who you're supposed to be having that conversation with. Like, the advantage of Twitter over talking to just a person is that, you know, your friends might not have an interest in the thing you wish to talk about, but somebody out of the people who follow you or the people who are checking the trending, you know, tab or whatever, someone's going to want to talk about the thing that you want to talk about. And that's cool. But, like, at some point, you realize that, like, those conversations just don't mean very much. Like, yes, it's nice to be able to talk to somebody about, like, whatever you want to talk to them about, but, like, it's gonna be 140 characters back and forth, and if you talk at length, it's going to be a obnoxious nightmare of fucking long-ass posts. Um, I'm sure I could give more nuanced explanations for this, but I am trying to fucking play Bloodborne, and I'm being very distracted by this Twitter rant, but I'm trying to find the best place to jump down. I think, right? Nope, that
Mike
was not it.
Driver says, what does it mean to quit Twitter? Do you still post but just not browse?
I don't post or browse. I have quit God fucking damn it. Well, I fell in a bad place. I messed up bad.
I think your echoes are gone.
Yeah, those echoes from the boss are definitely gone. Sad, 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 sad.
See, that's when I get mad. I'm like, this game's so gay.
Yeah.
That's what gets me, dude.
I made plenty of progress, though. I talked to the crow lady. I fucking I picked up some items. I knocked down those things so I don't have to. Basically, I made it so I don't have to go back up into the rafters of the sewers again. I can just go straight down and fight my way through this time. Get my blood echoes back. But yeah, I just don't use Twitter in any way at present because it is pointless. And like, I realize that okay, Twitter's particularly dangerous for me as a time sink because it's very easy to get what you want out of Twitter in a dangerous kind of way. Like, what I'll do is I'll just get bored because, like, I don't follow a whole lot of Twitter accounts. Like, I never have, because most Twitters have way too much noise to signal. Like, most people will just, like, retweet shit all the time or have, like, constant links to their fucking shit on other sites that I don't want to see, and or just, like, post tons of political shit, and, like, I can't stand any of that. I don't want to see anything I don't want to see in my Twitter feed. So, like, I'm usually, you know, pretty quick to unfollow people if they're obnoxious, and I don't follow a whole lot. But as a result, even the people I do follow, because I consider them to be fine, they come in two forms. Either people who only post good shit but they post rarely, or people who post, like, you know, maybe a tenth of the shit is relevant to me and they post constantly. And so my Twitter feed ends up being mostly people whose stuff I don't really care that much about. They just, like, every once in a while talk about something that is in my, you know, wheelhouse of interests, or people who I just wish tweeted a lot more, but, like, you know, who has time for that. I can't believe I fucking got absolutely roasted by that guy. Talking and playing at the same time is hard. This is why I don't do this. This is why I make Tom play the games.
This is why I don't talk very much when we're playing games.
Yeah. Especially if it's a hard game. But, anyway, yeah. It's, point being, the Twitter feed is mostly boring, and, like, when you use it to fill time, like, to fill gaps in your day, and you go on there and there's nothing there that would, like, really fill the gap, then it feels like a waste of time. And also, like, I'll do it all day. Like, I'm usually up at night, and nobody's on Twitter at 4 a.m. So it's just me going on there again and again and seeing the same shit. Now, if you are particularly bored, it's very easy to just start shit on Twitter and, like, try to get people riled up so that they will talk to you. That's a huge time sink. And also, I don't like there's two sides of that coin. On the one hand, yeah, I can just, like, say something to get people talking and have a conversation. On the other hand, everything I say is going to get people talking and start a conversation even if I don't want it to. So, like, you know, a lot of the times I just want to tweet just, like, a simple, you know, statement about something, and then it has to be, like, people have to respond. Like, I think I know I've brought this up before, and it's not that I'm so offended by this particular post that it needs to be brought up this many times. It's just a great example. But after me and Jesse went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I had tweeted, like, just saw Guardians 2, probably my favorite Marvel movie. outright, you know. And then somebody responded like, wrong. Ant-Man is better. And I was just like, what do you mean, like, wrong? Like, it was something to that effect. Like, something implying you are incorrect to state that this is your favorite one because Ant-Man is better. I'm like, I haven't even fucking seen Ant-Man. I don't know shit about Ant-Man. I don't give a fuck about Ant-Man. I'm not saying this is the best movie. It's just my favorite. But, like, and you might think, well, okay, who cares? Some guy tweeted something stupid at you. That's the thing. I don't know how to be unbothered by people, like, saying dumb shit, because it just makes me wonder, like I always just get stuck in this loop of, like, what the fuck? Why would you even say this? Like, who are you? Why is this what you think is okay as social interaction? You know?
Oh, that's your problem right there.
And so, yeah, I just get, like, I get so easily, like, I guess, triggered by fucking people saying dumb shit on the internet that I can't deal. And you know, so moreover, I think that it's easy to trick yourself. Now, in your case, because you're Tom, I'm referring to, in your case, because your Twitter is such a major, like, part of your audience, I understand why you choose that platform. But, like, for me, my Twitter was never particularly huge. Like, it's bigger than a lot of people's Twitters, but compared to my YouTube channel, it's nothing.
Right.
And I think I have like 25,000 followers on Twitter. And, like,
it's tiny. It's non-existent, you faggot.
What do you have?
5.
Yeah, 5K.
Yeah. I'll just take over your Twitter. It's fine.
I mean, like, I'm happy with the amount of Twitter followers I have as a Twitter user. But as a YouTube content creator or someone who's trying to promote through Twitter, it's like, this is not my best promotion channel. And moreover, people don't really pay attention to my promotions on Twitter.
Right.
Like, people follow me because they want my tweets. They want to hear me say controversial shit or fucking, like, talk about anime opinions and stuff. But, like, I don't get a lot of click-through from my Twitter to other shit that I share on there. And so, like, I had always viewed my Twitter as, like, oh, this is how I promote the content, or even just how I get information out there, because, like, as a YouTuber, there's a lot of shit that you feel you need to share with your audience that you don't want to make a whole video about. So it's like, oh, Twitter's an easy way to communicate with my audience, except that it's only like a fraction of the audience.
Well, I mean, YouTube's fixed that problem now. They have stories, they have posts.
I don't believe in the posts because they don't show up on fucking desktop at all. Right. They're only on mobile. And so, like, I cannot comprehend their existence because the only way that I use YouTube does not include them.
It's because you're an old-fashioned boy.
I just have no reason to be on a mobile device.
Well,
because I'm always at home.
I would say, like,
I don't understand why they didn't fucking put it. Why is it not available on desktop? It makes no sense.
60 to 80% of your audience is not on desktop.
That could be true. Although, like, my going by, like, my patrons and stuff and what they've told me, it seems like most of them use desktop. Because my videos are long as shit. So, like, if you're watching it on mobile,
I would think, considering the size of your
YouTube
YouTube channel, even if, like, 40% of your audience is on mobile, that's still way more people getting your message than on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. So, like, Twitter is definitely not a way for me to get any information to, like, a massive amount of people. I think it's partly because I've always been just satisfied by, as long as the idea is out in the ether, it's fine. Like, there's so much stuff that I've, like, talked about exclusively on, like, obscure podcasts or Let's Plays or, like, the PCP or on Twitter, and it's like, a lot of the times it's about my plans. Like, what is going on the Digibro channel is rarely discussed on the Digibro channel because there would be constant update videos, and that would be annoying. Or having to tack 3 minutes onto the end of each video to fucking, you know, talk about, hey guys, sorry I haven't made a video in a while. So, like, you know, I try to, I had always just tried to, like, have the ideas be out there, but, like, again, it just doesn't reach enough people. And like when you become satisfied, like, oh, I tweeted about it, so you know the information's out there. It's like, yeah, but who the fuck is gonna find it? And like, granted, most of my YouTube audience is not like super active, like they're not Digibro fans necessarily, but they might be if I communicated better, you know?
Sure.
If it wasn't that in order to become a Digibro fan, you have to follow 6 channels and a fucking Twitter and keep up with everything, and it's all super sporadic, and I post at like 4 in the morning, and it's like, you know. So yeah, I just don't think that it's particularly helpful to my career. And if anything, it's hurtful because it causes me to just waste time by fucking starting drama and then arguing with people for hours.
Well, that was definitely your cardinal sin.
There's also the fact that every time I open Twitter, somebody's calling me a pedophile, so that's no fun.
Yeah, I feel that. I have not run into that problem yet.
Well,
Yet being the key word.
Wait till you have a controversy on your belt.
Yeah, well...
Do you have you ever had any internet controversies at all?
Other than quitting the fandom very,
Yeah, I remember that.
That didn't last very long, though.
I mean, usually they don't. Usually the controversies blow over pretty quickly, unless it's like something that you really did that's a real problem, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm generally agreeable, I feel.
Because, man, I got a fucking controversies list longer than the fucking... I don't know. Longer than my dick.
Zelsk said, what the fuck are YouTube stories? They basically just took Instagram and put it on YouTube. So, like, you can do the 15-second videos and pictures.
Like, what is that, and how do you even... Is that also only on mobile?
Yeah, that's what the stories thing is.
Great.
Have you ever used... You remember Snapchat?
I didn't even know...
Have you used Snapchat before, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
How do you think I met my wife?
Right. Well, that's what stories are. Stories is just Snapchat. They put Snapchat on the YouTube app.
Right. I saw that they were like rolling that out. It was very sudden.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I don't think it's out to everybody yet. For some reason, my like old channel has it, so I just started using it. I'm like, okay.
I see. Yeah, they haven't. I haven't gotten any like message that's like, "Hey, bro, you should fucking do this."
Well, I mean, if you're not on YouTube on your phone, you're not gonna see it.
Hey, little girl, give me your voice box. There you go. Music box. Hell yeah.
Keyblade says, what I actually should have said with my sub message. Digi, the Fantasia video was fucking great. It has encouraged this KH boy to try out other action RPGs. It's a genre I'm really fascinated by because no one has yet figured out the definitive way for them to play in a way that all shooters and open world action games have become both largely improved but also extremely homogenized by the process of iteration. It's part of the reason I find Parasite Eve so fascinating of an artifact.
Wait, you said that was Jalen, right?
It was Keyblade.
Oh, Keyblade. I was gonna say I didn't think Jalen was the Parasite Eve guy.
No, they were saying that's what they should have said with their recent message.
I fucking forgot I could even fucking do this. I can summon Father Gascoigne to fight with me. The first real boss. Yeah. I fucking totally forgot that this is a thing. That is so cool. Like, imagine if you encountered that first and then like later on had to fight him and you'd be like, oh shit, my fucking dude is a bad guy. Oh yeah, you did that?
Yeah, it's cool.
That's fucking sick. What are you doing, Gascoigne? What are you fucking doing?
He's just, double tapping.
Now I've lost it. I know I can kill. The truth exists beyond the gate. Alright, Gascoigne, help me clear out all these fucking fuckboys. Actually, I want to take you over here. Because I haven't even gone this way yet, because it's fucking
a lot of
pain.
garbage over there.
Damn, he's fast.
Is there a reason there are only a fraction of the audience on other social platforms for a YouTuber is because people are literally too lazy to click on anything that isn't one click away?
Well,
yeah,
partially that, but also I don't advertise it heavily enough. Because the thing is, I talked about this in the History of Digibro video I just put out, that if you want your audience to do anything, you have to really hammer it in. You can't just have, like, a link on the channel or, like, in the description. You can't just have text on the screen. Like, you have to say verbally in the video,
there's a reason
follow me on Twitter at Digibro.
Yeah, there's a reason why everybody does that.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably why my Patreon doesn't grow, because I never say anything about it.
If you don't mention it, it will not happen.
Everybody on watching I Am Games right now, go to patreon.com/polystation2 if you want to support me and get me a real house someday.
That's why the one thing that, you know, when people tease Maddox constantly, the one thing that doesn't really resonate with me of all the teasing is when people make fun of his Patreon being so low. Because the only reason his Patreon's so low is that he's never mentioned it. Like... Yeah. He just kind of threw it in the description of his videos and never mentioned it. So, like, even before any of the drama started, he only had, like, $300 on there, you know? Like, he basically created it and then did nothing with it because he is an idiot who doesn't... Oh, Gascoigne just left.
It's only a limited time he stays with you.
Huh. I guess he was just like, fuck it, you're good enough. I ain't gotta watch this shit. That was a pebble. Helpful. What's this?
You need 3 of those, right? To upgrade your weapon?
Yeah, I think I have 3. I'm definitely going to go back to the dream in a second here. But I have to pass these 2 dogs if I want to take the easiest route.
There is a...
Okay, I'm just going to fucking haul it past them. No!
Could have gone better.
Definitely could have.
Oh.
Fucking fuck you.
Oh,
Fuck you.
Oh,
no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no, no, no. Me no likey. Me no likey. No likey. No likey. No likey. No likey. No likey. Okay. We are safe for now.
Jesus.
Motherfucker can't relax till the dew collects. Helps the stool to pass. Come on out my ass. I need gas to stuff up. No, the gas ain't enough. I need poop to stuff up. The toilet guts is rough.
Digi's playing because he likes this game.
Mm-hmm.
That is why he's playing and I'm not.
There was requests for Bloodborne. I offered to play to get the catharsis of, you know, the fact that I had to spend 30 minutes trying to fucking troubleshoot.
Keyblade says, BRB guys, I suddenly feel compelled to belt out Hellfire from Hunchback of Notre Dame by myself for a while.
Wait, why do I have 0 inside again?
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I can use her anyways. Alright, let's channel some fucking blood echoes. I want more health. Definitely. I definitely want a lot more health. Okay. I also want to go upgrade my fucking sword.
That's an axe, not a sword.
Nope, Memphis South, Memphis Westwood, Orange Mountain. Alright. Hell yeah. Now I need 5, and I have 3 already, so I just need 2 more. Yeah.
Oh, Phoenix says you have to use an insight to summon guys. So when you summon Father Gaston, you use your insight.
Oh! 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 So I guess the reason you can keep summoning the same guy after a boss is that you summon him with an insight, and then you fight the boss and gain an insight.
Right.
So you always have one to then refight with. Clever girl. Interesting. That must be why I didn't remember that you could summon Father Gascoigne there, because I probably never did it before. Right, do I have any... I probably am going to end up wasting more blood vials than I fucking use at this rate.
Just making sure they work.
It's just that the triangle button is menu in most RPGs, so I keep pressing it, trying to open the menu. Oh, I got a ton of these. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna level twice. I fucking am going to one day get used to the fact that I fucking... Feel the blood coursing through your veins. Fuck it, let's go all in on vitality. Let's just get way more fucking life. Okay, I can't tell how much longer my life bar is because I didn't really get a good look at it before. I still have 800 blood vials, so let's just blow it all. Let's just blow our money. Blow it all on blood vials. Alright.
Yeah, awesome.
What?
According to Mint, my new credit score is very good.
Whoa. Tom's got a good credit score.
Apparently. I don't know how accurate this is, because it's like insanely good, and I don't know if I believe that.
My credit score is excellent. Um, incidentally, you know, Tom, this house costs $2,300 a month for rent.
That's dumb.
And last month and this month so far, the landlady has not actually cashed the rent checks yet.
Oh.
So, like, I sent the checks, and she got the checks confirmed. Because at first, she was like, I don't know if I... What was it? What happened last month, Mark, that like we had to reconfirm with the landlady about the rent for some reason?
She didn't want to go into the mailbox to check.
Oh yeah, she had like gone to check and it hadn't been there like a couple days prior, so she like asked us like, hey, can you tell me if the rent is there so that I can go check? And we were like, yeah. I don't know. Okay, for some reason it seems as though our land people are just like extremely anti-mail. Like, they really hate having to go get the mail. Like, she literally told me, like, oh, we rarely check the mail. Like, maybe once a month will they go check the mail. I don't know if their mailbox is somehow fucking a planet away from them. Like, I don't understand why it's so hard for them to check their mail.
It does seem really
but she did check it and confirm that she had the check, but she never then cashed the check. So, I still haven't technically paid rent for last month because she never took it, even though she has the rent check. And now I sent this month's on top of it, and that hasn't been cashed yet either. I mean, I don't know if it's arrived yet or if she's checked the mail yet, but yeah, it's very odd. I should have equipped a bunch of shit to my taskbar before I started this fight. I wasn't really thinking about it at all. I'm not going to waste any more blood vials because this is probably a wash. I'll just let him kill me. And scream about how he killed me. Land people are mysterious.
People of the land.
The people of the land. We looked up, because we have their address, we looked up like what their house is worth. I think it was like what, $700,000 or some shit. Yeah. So they're rich. They are
Bill
loaded.
Murray and Shade says, wait, did anyone ever buy Tom's laptop? No. Digi was the only one in the market for it, and he turned it down. So, what a shame. What's she gonna do? Crush you with an $8,000 withdrawal all at once?
I don't know. I mean, I will more or less be prepared because I have discounted that money in my mind, but like, it would be convenient if she would cash the check so that it doesn't say I have way more money than I have in my bank. You know? Not a fan of that life.
Yeah. Nate was saying his rent's only like $900 a month. What an asshole.
Yeah. He was saying he said something like, "Oh yeah, my rent. I'm in a pretty decent place right now, and my rent is $900. His previous place had been $500, and he was like, I'll be looking for something like that coming to Massachusetts." And I was just like,
yeah, I immediately.
Well, you gonna live in a pillbox?
It's impossible.
Like,
it doesn't happen.
Wants to live in a shared home like Ben or something.
Yeah, like,
right.
It's not
well,
happening.
that's like.
Oh my
I
God.
had said, like, you know, because I said in
We're gonna have to go real far from the city if we want
Yeah.
anything close to that.
Because I was telling him, like, you know, like, we're planning to probably move farther away, so, like, you know, I'm sure Nate will want to look into something similar, because I knew he likes to live cheap, but, like, when he said $900, I was like, I don't know if that exists in Massachusetts, like...
It really doesn't. Like, $900 a month
Oh, God.
is, paying car insurance on, like, a van.
Yeah.
That's how you get rent $900 a month. Why did you get such an expensive house? It's not. Massachusetts is the most expensive state in the country to live in.
Yeah.
and you're learning firsthand as to why.
Well, also because I wanted to live within the train lines of Boston because I thought that would be a big deal. Like, coming here, the plan was like, oh, we're gonna fucking smoke pot all the time and take trains into fucking Boston and hang out, and our friends will be there and shit. But, like, we did take a train into Boston, like, once. I mean, now we could just buy weed and try it, because we haven't, like, before it wasn't even fucking for sale. Currently we are out, but
there's less reasons to go into the city than we...
Yeah, we realized that going into the city wasn't as much of a great time as we imagined, because like once you've like the awe of seeing it for the first time, because there are like lots of really interesting places to see where there's just like tons and tons of stores and shit, but like in terms of what stuff would actually be relevant to our interests and that we would end up doing, there's just like there's not enough to occupy enough time. Why didn't he go for the pungent blood cocktail I threw? Why did he not give a fuck at all? I thought that... Is he attacking it now? No, he didn't give a shit at all. Well, that was a fucking huge waste. This is definitely another wash. Look at that. I threw the thing. I threw a thing that's supposed to distract the boss. He's supposed to go attack the thing. I think that's how it works. That was weird.
Vin DeLessi says, why not live in a cheaper state?
Well, you see, the PCP decided to do this thing called PCPHQ where we all move into the same area. And at the time that we were making the decisions about where to move, Munchie was like, I'm moving to Boston because I'm gonna, you know, Kaze lives here and I want to go to college here. So, like, if everybody moves here, that would be super sick. And we came to the city and we thought it was really cool. And I just thought I could afford it because I was like, I'm Mr. Moneybags. I got money coming out my ass. But then right when I moved, my Patreon deflated considerably. So, it was no longer like that. But, like, Ben and Tom are from here and we're all, like... Ben came back pretty quickly because of the fact this relationship dissolved, so he just moved back into the place he was before. Tom was already here. Nate, being from here, you know, is interested in moving here. So, like, it just seemed like the easiest place to converge everybody. But, you know, if it were just up to me, I'd be like, hey, everybody, let's go build PCPHQ out in the middle of fucking Tennessee or something, where we can buy a house for this size for like $600 a month.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. But
if Nate has cheap rent, maybe Ohio's a good place to go after all.
Right.
You know?
I mean, Ohio is a shithole, but...
Ohio is for lovers.
California's even way cheaper than it is here.
Right. Everything's cheaper than fucking Massachusetts. Also, Nate did say that, like, part of the reason his rent is so low is that he's not in a good neighborhood, you know? Like, he's in a shit part of town. But nonetheless, I probably need to fucking level a bit more before I try to fight this guy.
Yeah, you're not really making a lot of progress.
No. Trying to, again, talk and play at the same time is not the easiest.
I feel you.
Hey.
Win Super 1 just subscribed with a tier 1 sub. 3 months in a row.
Woo!
How games are we right now, they ask?
I'm feeling pretty games.
I'm feeling pretty chat.
Yeah, I feel pretty chat.
It's different than usual.
How's it been?
Ohio.
Is it fun? Is it fun to man the chat?
I think the chat's good. They're both
Have you,
separate but equal.
When I go on like a 20-minute Twitter rant, does it make you realize why I spend so much time backwards in the chat?
Sure.
Because it's like you're keeping up with it and you're just like one-to-one with it until you go on a tangent and the chat keeps going, you know?
The chat's pretty slow today, to be honest.
How many viewers do we have?
Right now we only have 59.
Well...
Did we not tweet it or anything?
No, I didn't do any... I was fucking troubleshooting the whole time.
Right. Well, I guess that's why we only have 59. I could post something, I suppose.
I mean, we're already like, what? How far in are we?
An hour and a half.
Yeah, there's no point.
Digibro, move to the EU. It's hella cheap. The EU is also like a fucking nightmare state, and you couldn't pay me to live there.
Yeah, fuck the EU. It's their fault that YouTube's like they might fuck my whole career. Their Article 13 bullshit. I don't even know. I don't even know if that will have meaningful consequences for me, but everybody seems to think it will. Then again, they think that about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Even if nothing happens, it's the principle of the matter. I'm trying to like be a fucking nanny state that I'm just not.
Illegalize memes.
Yeah.
It's the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, saying that you're going to, like, illegalize memes, it's like, that's, like, everything is a meme.
I mean, it's not like straight up they're gonna make memes illegal. The thing is that you have to pay a tax every time you use any sort of copyrighted material, which includes memes, because all memes are usually derivative from some sort of copyrighted content.
I just don't understand.
This is the like, dying gaps of legacy media trying to stay relevant and make money somehow.
I mean, fuck them. Just make memes out of JonTron's face forever. Like,
right?
Fucking, we have internet creation that we can do. Although, if this passes, it could be that internet creators will be even worse about it. You know? Like, you'll have a bunch of bold guys going around fucking suing everybody. You know who that is, right?
Hmm?
You know about Bold Guy?
I don't know Bold Guy.
He was the guy who sued H3H3 for their video about him.
Oh, I didn't know his name was Bold Guy.
Yeah, that was what they had called him anyways. But, yeah, they made a video about him, and, like, he tried to sue them over copyright. And, like, obviously they won, but it was, like, you know, a huge, expensive legal battle, much like the Maddox case.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a pain in the fuck. I could easily see, like, you know, some content creator who is, like, having memes disrespectfully made of them who would fucking just try to, you know, get money out of everybody who made a meme out of them. I don't know how I missed that before. Hopeless. Get fucked. No. Bad boy. Anything happening in Chatland over there?
They're just talking about France and how it's expensive, and the EU is either cucks or gay and all that shit.
Sounds a boot, right?
Yeah. Hollow Nocturne sums it up with, I think we just say fuck it and flood the world with porn.
Flood the world with porn. I'm okay with that as a plan. I like a pornography.
Kappa says, thoughts on guns. What do you think about guns, dude?
Terrifying. You ever fired a gun?
I have, multiple times.
How'd you feel about it?
It's pretty cool.
I went to a shooting range with some friends for one of my friends' birthdays, and of course I was like, I want to fire a 45. Because, like, okay, aesthetically, guns are the coolest thing in the entire universe. Literally nothing is cooler than a gun in terms of appearance. And so, like, I tend to write stories about characters who use guns, and usually I try to give, like, some lolly the biggest imaginable gun that I can, so it's always like a little girl with a 45. So I was like, I want to know what it actually feels like to fire a 45. It is fucking terrifying, because it's a, you know, first of all, even just loading the bullets into the thing is fucking difficult. Like, it's a hefty fucking piece of machinery, and when you fire the bullet, basically every time I pulled the trigger, all I could think was, oh, if somebody had been on the receiving end of this, they would be dead.
I mean, that is the general idea.
Like, no question, if I shot somebody with this gun, they would be dead right now. And that thought is absolutely fucking terrifying. which is really funny because supposedly, Dick Masterson always talks about how his friend Life Coach, whenever he finds out that somebody's like anti-gun and they haven't fired one before, he will personally take them to a range to like try to convince them that guns are cool. I feel like it had the opposite effect on me. Personally, I'm in the camp of like, I think we should be able to own them, but I see no reason that they couldn't have like fingerprint readers to unlock them, like just for the sake of.
They're working on it. As far as I know, the technology just isn't.
The technology. I think the technology. I mean, you can unlock a fucking smartphone with your fucking iris scan. Like, I
don't understand, but like, apparently the technology for guns is not good enough yet. But who knows? I mean, I don't know if I trust the gun industry with technological advancements. Like, they just go to Apple and be like, "Can we just put some Touch ID sensors in our fucking gun?" You know, probably be fine. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's vested financial interest. Because if you make it so that guns have to have like fingerprint sensors and stuff, that means like every weapon out there right now would have to be retrofitted, and that's a pain in the ass. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would like want people fucking to come to your house and take the fucking guns you currently have. It's just like, you know, for the future.
That's what the state wants for sure. My dad, he's a huge like outdoorsman kind of gun guy. He gets shotguns with him all the time, and there's like an outdoors club like near our place, and he goes there all the time. And he was saying how like one time there was, it's like in the club, like him and a bunch of other guys, and like some cops were there because they were doing some target shooting and stuff, and they were talking about how the police in the town were thinking of like trying to push some legislation to have like guns taken away. Like to have them all be rounded up so like citizens can't have guns anymore. And they were talking about how like they were both behind that, and like some of the people in there were just like, if you come for my guns, like this is like the head of the police, this guy's talking, if you come for my guns, I will kill you. Like,
that's what they're there for.
Yeah,
that's what we have them for.
And it's just like, yeah, like that's the kind of shit. Like, I mean, you're fucking with like the people who are armed, so it's just like, you know,
the reason for the right to bear arms is to fight the government.
Right.
That is the purpose of that right. Is so that if they come and try to force something on you, you can say fuck you and shoot them.
Yep.
So
I wouldn't mind having a fucking license to carry a gun. The problem is it's like so fucking impossible to get it in Massachusetts now because it's like the liberal capital of the world. Like, you gotta bend over backwards like 3 times over to get your license at this point.
As far as I know, Virginia's not hard. There's a lot of open carry guys out there.
Yeah, my dad has concealed carry in Class A, so he can carry pretty much any gun he wants.
Damn.
Yeah. Cause he worked for an armored car company for a while, so he had to get like a dope license and shit. But he wanted it anyway, cause you know that's just the kind of guy he is.
I got a guy for you.
Spicy salts with the worst take as usual. The Second Amendment was made back when guns took 5 minutes to reload. We need to abolish that shit. Yeah,
it's not even true.
It's not even true, but even if it was true, that was still the most deadly weapon available at the time. You know?
Yeah. What do I need more of, life or strength?
I find it funny that Americans seem to be the most patriotic and also most government-doubting folks in the world. It's because the people who are patriotic about the ideals, not the institutions.
Yeah. Well, the whole point, the foundation of America is the idea that you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's like, conceptually, America is meant to be like a libertarian utopia. However, the concept was immediately fucked because we did it while having slaves. So it makes no sense.
Yeah, you know.
And because of that, like, we will never have that in America until generations have died out of people who, you know, who don't see things who don't see everyone as equal, you know. I talk about all this in my book. What the fuck was my book called? I already forgot.
Fix that for you?
Yeah, fixed that for you.
I haven't even read it and I know the fucking title.
I think the chapter like starts. It's like one of the chapters is called like America, and it starts off like, America is like the best idea of all time. Too bad we fucked up the execution immediately.
Yeah. Oh well. A for effort, I suppose.
It's really fascinating, like, just thinking about the idea that there were long periods of history where, like, people did not even consider their own free will. Like, not just in, like, a deterministic kind of sense, but in, like, a sense of, yeah, like, I just do what I am supposed to do as a member of the community and, you know, a God-fearing Christian. Like, there was no conception of individuality and personal rights and, like, you know, doing as you please. And now that we have that, it's like, you know, everybody who has it is like, oh, this is the most important thing. Like, this is what I have to protect. Like, any infringement on this is not okay. And for me personally, as somebody who's found a way to live, like, so far outside of, like, social norms, it's like the core of my entire fucking existence and thought process is, like, being able to do the things I want to do without anybody stepping on that at all. And to quote Hunter S. Thompson, as I did in my song Freak Power, you know, one of the things I have to love about America, and if I didn't I'd be stupid or insane, is that for good or ill I can function here, and there's not a lot of social or political systems where that would be the case. Which might be the best argument for destroying the system, is that it gets rid of people like me. That's the quote. Anything going on over there, Tombo?
We're talking about how we should trade in guns for katanas. Knives are cooler than guns. Something about Christian indoctrination. Spear Gang, who's up, says no thank you. Spears are superior to swords in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah.
Congress needs to reinstitute challenging laws by dueling. I agree with that.
As people have pointed out, historians and shit, like, there was really no period in history where, like, people fought wars with swords. Or, like, battled with swords regularly. Like, fencing is a thing, and, like, but swords were usually, like, your secondary weapon, you know? Like, the spear has always been the main weapon, because why wouldn't it be? It's long as shit, and it's just way better than a sword for usefulness purposes.
Let's just go to laser guns. Laser everything, fuck it. Yeah. The only problem with lasers is right now we just be shining laser pointers in each other's eyes trying to blind each other. We don't have real lasers yet.
I just got a raise, spent it all on weed, diamonds all appraised. I don't know how strong I feel like I need to get before I can fight this fucking cleric beast. I've gotten my ass pretty much royally handed to me each time I fought him so far. I don't have any fire paper. I think I might be able to buy it from the dudes in the little baby bath.
Right.
But I don't have any insight to do that with. I don't think.
We need katana forged Nippon steel, folded 1,000,000 times, and machine guns. I don't know what that means. It sounds intimidating.
Katana machine guns? Is that what he's trying to say?
That's what he's saying. Katana machine guns. Or maybe he's talking about machine guns made out of steel, folded 1,000,000 times like a katana. I don't know if that would increase the effectiveness at all.
I don't see how it would.
But it would be cool to say.
Yeah.
So, I'll give him that. We have to be motivated like Virgil to deflect bullets with our Nipponese swords. That is like the true sign of a master. Spinning your sword around and deflecting a ton of bullets.
You ever seen that guy who can deflect like BBs with a sword?
No, but I did watch that Devil May Cry 3 cutscene that he was referring to where Virgil does that. It's fucking cool.
There's a real man who like this Japanese samurai dude who like can fucking slash. He can slash fucking BBs with a sword.
What a badass.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's videos of him doing it.
I'm trying to remember how, in God's name, I ended up beating this thing. Because I did.
He's not particularly difficult depending on your level and what equipment you have. Because if you have fire paper, like, and you can make your weapon flaming, like, beasts are generally just weak to fire. So, like...
I did not know about fire paper at this point.
Well, how far in this game did you get?
I beat the Bloodstarved Beast.
Oh, that's like the hardest boss in the whole fucking game. So you basically won.
I did beat that on stream. I was not happy about it. And then I stopped playing the game because as soon as I beat the Bloodstarved Beast, they were like, "Oh, this boss was optional."
Oh yeah, he's optional, but he's hard as shit. He's optional, but like
you've never gotten farther than that. Like
no, I've been
1/6 of
like
damage.
Utterly getting reamed.
It's just weird because you're hitting him, but you're just doing nothing. Maybe you gotta put some points into strength. Maybe you gotta start cleaning harder.
Probably. But yeah, the Bloodstarved Beast is optional, but the way that you would avoid fighting him would be that you have to just like gather like 10,000 blood echoes and spend it at this door. So, because it's basically like if you kill him, it opens a certain door that you need to progress the story, but you can also just pay blood echoes to have that door opened.
Well, I'd rather spend those 10,000 blood echoes on making my dick bigger to kill him.
Exactly. And also, when you kill him, you get a shitload of blood echoes as well. So,
man, if they had just told me that, I wouldn't have felt nearly as bad.
Yeah. So he's technically optional. And also, like, after you beat him, you get the first of the Chalice dungeons. You get the first challenge to open a Chalice dungeon. So, if you don't beat him, you won't get to the Chalice dungeons, where you can go to just grind if you feel like it.
Someone asked if you can counter the Cleric Beast, but I don't think you do counter, so I don't think it matters.
Yeah, you can counter anything, but I don't even have my gun equipped. I've got a big axe.
Yeah, that's how I beat the Bloodstarved Beast.
I hear a bits notification.
Jalen Harris, 100 bits. Tom, why aren't you reading the chat? Get on that shit. There's nobody saying anything good. I just said, can you count? I just brought up counters. That was like the last thing.
Yeah,
Blade said something about the katana folding sword metal gun, but we're done with that. Jesus. Have a conversation for 5 minutes. Jalen Harris is on my dick, and not in a good way.
I mean, he gave you $1.
Yeah, I mean, there are worse ways to yell at me, I suppose. Hardest boss is the literal rape horse from Berserk, who makes an appearance as the first boss in the DLC.
He does look a lot like the rape horse, now that you mention it.
I think this has already been answered. Are you excited for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice? I think the answer is clearly yes.
Obviously. I mean, I don't get hyped for games until they're out, because, I mean, you know... I mean, I think, for me, like, Dark Souls 2 was probably the final lesson in that, where it was just, like... Not that it was, like, a huge... Because, like, I wasn't even playing the Souls games at the time, but, like, the difference between... like what was shown in the trailers for that game and what actually came out was like massive, you know, because like they were trying, like the main thing that they had been showing off was like this crazy lighting system where like you know, you were supposed to like always have a torch on you and shit, and like it looked really interesting from those trailers, but then like none of that was in the game. It was like significantly visually worse. You know, and the torch mechanics were not what they were cracked up to be, and also the game just kind of blows. And like each of my friends who played it, like none of them immediately were like, "Oh, this game sucks." Like in fact, some of them were like, "Oh, I might like this more than Dark Souls 1 at first," But like by the time we got to where like Matthew Matosis made his video, it was like a lot of the grievances that people had been starting to realize were like represented in that video, and that kind of like solidified it for everybody, where they were like, oh, this is why I stopped having fun, you know, by the end of the first playthrough, or like why it felt like a pain in the ass. Like, now that you mention it, it was definitely like this, wasn't it? Fuck off my dick.
You're doing better this time.
Until you fucking said something, you bastard.
Well, the camera's kind of your big enemy right now.
That and my incredibly badly timed dodges. And part of the reason I've lost so many times, though, is also because I just haven't been willing to heal, because I didn't want to start healing until I'd done a certain amount of damage.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. So the big advantages with this boss are, one, if you hit him in the legs enough, he crumbles for a second and lets you get some free hits in. And also his legs will become bum if you like destroy them. Like with all Souls bosses, it does more damage if you hit him in the head. Especially if I could hit him in the head with one of these Molotov cocktails, I'd probably do a shitload. He's weak to fire, but I don't have any fire paper. Get fucked. Oh, right. I think I did a shitload of... Yeah, I think I bloodied his leg. Now he's kind of stuck like this because he can't really jump around and shit because his legs are hurt.
There we go. You got this. You got this.
Yeah, get fucking stuffed, dude. Get fucked! Prey slaughtered, and then it fucking rains blood. Hell yeah. Are you gonna tell me that's not the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life?
I mean, it would be, but I hadn't already seen it like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Did you not feel the deep satisfaction at the time?
It's a good cum.
So, I might even say it's a big cum.
Yeah. Let me see this chat full of big cum.
It probably would be if we had switched the fucking emotes so that tier 1s could have it like we said we were going to do months ago.
Well, look. We're not very good at anything.
I'm not a perfect person.
There's many things I wish I actually did, because we're actually talking in reverse what the song lyrics is talking about.
Who's that song by?
It's Hoobastank, isn't it?
That's who.
Hoobastank.
That's Hoobastank?
From Hoobastank.
I didn't even know. That. God, what a wimpy song. From the guys who went, back off to take you on.
That's not by Hoobastank.
It's not?
No.
Who's that by?
It's by Trapped, isn't it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's not by
No,
Hoobastank?
it's
No.
definitely not.
All this time I thought that was Hoobastank. Well, in any case, have you, Tom, you haven't kept up with the Dick Show, right?
No, I have not.
In a recent episode, Dick found out that he had access to all the court transcripts and documents of the case with 80s Girl and the restraining order.
Ooh.
And Maddox had built this huge packet of things that he had submitted as like information, and one of them was like the basis for the idea that like Mental Jess, like one of the things that she was trying to accuse 80s Girl of that was like unfit for being a teacher was like bipolar personality disorder.
Nice.
And like other fringe disorders, and like the evidence or whatever, like the statement they submitted was just an email that Maddox had sent to 80s Girl in which he accuses her of this. Like, he says something about, like, not having realized that she had this problem or something. And, like, that's what they submitted as evidence that she has this problem.
Well,
but the thing about it is that the email is, like, a really weird, like, pseudo, let's, like, trying to get back together email. Like, it's a, like, we can still be friends, or I still want to be friends, and also I still, you know, I'm, like, hoping that this is going to materialize into something in the future.
He wanted her to, like, let him into her house.
Yeah. He was, like, upset that he didn't know where she lives.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, you know, I feel like you don't trust me as a friend because you haven't even told me where you live. And, yeah, it was full of, like, really weird, creepy stuff. But the funniest part is at one point, He says, the other day I was talking about the situation between us to Doug, and then in parentheses, from Hoobastank. Like, he literally name drops Hoobastank, and the fact that he knows the singer of Hoobastank in his email, his, like, get back with me email to his ex, like he's trying to impress her that he knows Doug from Hoobastank.
How odd.
And Dick, I guess, tweeted at Doug from Hoobastank and asked him if he knew, if he had been talking to Maddox about this thing. Apparently, Doug from Hoobastank simply liked his tweet. He did not say anything, but he liked the tweet.
Well,
which to me is evidence enough. That's as much as you're gonna get from somebody who has to protect their reputation to not get involved with shit. But yeah, it was just really funny that he's like, yeah, you know, I was talking to Doug from Hoobastank.
Oh god.
My old buddy Doug from Hoobastank.
Spicy Salt says, no matter how much Digi talks about the Dick Show, I'm still not going to listen to it.
That's fine. It's a huge time investment.
Yeah. I'm glad you won't waste your time with the Dick Show, but you will waste your time with I Am Games.
I know. Even more of a huge waste of fucking time. Yeah, get fucked. Man, that went extremely well. That little bridge.
The Rock didn't fuck you. This is the bridge with the Rock, right?
Yeah, the one, the big
big
fire.
gold.
Yeah, I just fucking ran right past it.
Hell yeah.
Let it kill everybody else for me.
Kappa says, I would listen to the Big Cum podcast. I don't think you could, because it would probably be blocked on a bunch of sites for having that name.
I'm wondering, like, what would the Big Cum podcast consist of? Like, just talking about big cum moments in media, or?
Yes. That would actually be a pretty sick podcast.
That would be. That's actually a kind of a neat idea.
Like, just like, this is the
sickest, might be onto something.
The sickest shit that ever happened in anything.
Yeah. Shit. Well.
What if we just copied Biggest Problem? We both brought in a cum. We had the audience had to vote which one was the biggest.
Which is the bigger cum?
Yeah.
That would be pretty funny.
I mean, I would do it.
We should fucking workshop this, dude. Let's
consider it.
Thanks for the podcast idea, whoever that was. Oh, great. I've got fucking slow.
Some autistic Biden says the biggest cum in the universe.
Well argued.
That was Kappa X Digiboy.
How cruel is this? This is just a pit back here. Like, it's just if you run too far back, you just die.
What a dick.
Yeah. Here's what that boar was protecting. The soft.
No more PCP, only BCP.
And
biggest cum podcast.
Do. PCD. PCD stands for perfectly cylindrical dick.
It was a BCP.
Oh.
Big cum podcast.
I guess I just wanted to talk about PCD.
That's concerning.
Yeah, I mean, there's also MDS, which is even worse. Malign dick syndrome.
Why do you know all these things?
You definitely don't want to have because I made them up.
Oh.
Like a decade ago. We're talking old school digi memes before the internet. Well, not before the internet, but before YouTube. I never mentioned on the internet though, so what?
Until today.
Well, I shouldn't say never mentioned, because I'm sure I've talked about MDS and PCD before, but I haven't caught on.
It's not a contest, Tom. We are really trying to figure out what the biggest cum in the universe is. I don't know, dude. This podcast seems to write itself.
I don't want to fight Gascoigne yet. Don't think I'm ready.
No, it's too soon. You just fought the other guy.
Though last time I did a Bloodborne, I think during the Let's Play, I think I fucking creamed his ass. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. I know there was at least one time that I just fucking came through and just stomped Gascoigne like it was fucking nothing, and I was like, I am a god. Something I need down there, right? What is that? Is that shiny? Is that an item or just like a torch?
I think it's just a torch, right? There's another torch on the other side, a little bit further away.
Oh, fuck it. No, I go down there again. I think I've pretty much cleared the sewers. I think I've pretty much cleared the whole area. I just want to use these souls and level up before I go fight Gascoigne. How much time in are we?
We're about to hit the 2-hour mark.
I'll give at least a couple shots to Gascoigne as a closer of this here.
Cool.
That'd be a pretty big com if I killed him before the end.
Pull them out. Digi had created dick categories before the internet, looking at VHS porn and magazines. I don't think it was that long ago.
VHS porn? I've never even seen a VHS porn.
Well, that's a little before either of our time.
Seen some DVD porn.
Father Gaston is great to gun parry. Yes, he is. That's how I beat him.
He's also great to just stand on the other side of a bunch of tombstones and hit him from a long distance with your axe.
I feel like we play this game very differently.
Probably. Should I keep doing strength or vitality?
I don't know. Strength seemed to be how you succeeded. And you have to fight another boss.
No, I only leveled the strength after I beat the boss.
Oh, then I have no idea.
I'm gonna go with vitality again. Fuck it. We're in the early game. I'm more concerned about staying alive than I am about fucking how much damage I do.
Are you gonna cover the Game Awards? I figured the Game Awards were already going.
Are they?
I don't know. Are they? It's 8 o'clock.
Oh, is it today?
I thought it was today. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's tomorrow.
I just don't, like, I can't imagine sitting through the Game Awards. Like, I can't imagine watching that.
The reason that I sit through the Game Awards sometimes is because there are exclusive trailers dropped during the Game Awards for games I care about.
That's the only reason I was about to ask, why does anybody still watch the Game Awards? That's obviously why.
That's it. I mean, I could have waited, you know, a couple hours, but, like, I really want to see Devil May Cry or whatever the fuck.
That's the mentality of a lot of people. Personally, I think it's poisonous.
Yeah, but I'm just flesh. What can I say?
Fucking flesh boy. Flesh baby. Get fucked.
That's why I want to be a robot. I want to transcend.
Transcend, back knees bend twice, nice kindness without end. Hit me again in the... I am Fluttershy in the right light, watch me.
People are hoping for a Smash DLC announcement. The game isn't even out yet.
Oh, I did send this back up. I must have just done that instinctually.
Do you remember when, like, people were mad about them announcing fucking DLC before the game was released because it felt like a ripoff, and now people are hoping for it with Smash? God, the double standard with Nintendo is gay.
I think people have just gotten really used to DLC.
I'm still upset about it.
Me too.
Nintendo will low-key show Metroid Prime 4 footage, don't tell anyone. If they do, I will come everywhere. That will be the big com. That will be my first entry on the Big Com podcast.
The fucking Metroid Prime 4 trailer. You'd probably win too.
I probably would.
It wouldn't even matter what argument I would make against that.
No. I mean, everybody fucking lost their shit over a logo. I wouldn't have to make an argument.
Yeah. I would just have to have a better big com.
Yeah.
An even bigger com.
That'd be new Zelda DLC or something. Alright, here we go. He used to be your friend, now he's not.
Well, he got the first blow.
They're staring each other down.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder! I just remembered you can block in this game, can't you? Wait, can you? No, maybe you can't block. Shit. Oh, you fucker.
So I had found, and I don't know if you would agree or not, that the little dash thing you're doing right now, that's good for human enemies, and the roll is good for beasts. Every time I try and do the roll against a human enemy, it would never work, and vice versa.
You are probably correct.
And it confused me for a while, because it was like, the roll gives you way more clearance, so I was like, of course I'm going to roll all the time, and I just get hit all the time.
The enemies are just fast, or the humans are faster and have, you know, smaller...
Right, they were just, if you roll, they kind of just like follow your roll.
Shit. We both tried the same thing, and he got it first. Get fucked. I'm not looking forward to his second form, because this strategy no longer works on his second form.
Second form is not fun.
There is a strategy for it, though, that I...
Cry. The biggest come is always Super Mario Sunshine.
Super Mario Sunshine. You gonna do it, boy? Alright, let's get the fuck. We're here.
I keep forgetting you're a chick. You don't look like a chick at all.
Yeah. Shit.
Whoa! Whoa, he's not fucking around, dude!
No, he is not.
Holy shit, you need to heal it. Sad.
I used the music box and that made him freak out. You can do that twice, I believe? Fuck!
That was not the right time for number 2.
Thinking not.
Nice, clean. Oh, fuck! I hate when games do that, when like your move normally staggers, but then it doesn't stagger one specific enemy. Oh, fuck, I think you're done.
Oh, wow. Wow! Wow!
Dude, he one-hitted you, dude.
Did he do my whole fucking bar? Like, what the fuck was that?
You were down like 10%, but that was enough, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that sucked. That should have been the end right there. But,
God, what a glorious one-try fucking go that would have been.
God damn it. That would have been a big come.
It would have been a big come.
It might have been big come enough to dethrone Metroid Prime 4.
I've literally got blue balls now. I can actually feel it in my nuts. Oh boy.
This game is easy. Digibro 2018. No. This is not hard yet. Dying to a boss 5 or 10 times does not make a game hard. Dying to a boss 50 to 100 times makes a game hard.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, the funny thing about the Souls games is that they usually get easier as they go because you just get so powerful. Like, usually the harder bosses are like early choke point bosses like Father Gascoigne or the Bloodstarved Beast, because like those ones are, they're really trying to push to make sure that you have the skills to play the game. Like a lot of the bosses are what we would call skill checks, i.e. they're trying to make sure that you know a particular thing. So like if you've been playing the whole game without dodging, for instance, you're going to fight a boss who's going to require you to know how to dodge.
Right.
And Father Gascoigne is generally like, because like the Cleric Beast is technically optional, and he's got tons of weaknesses. He's more about like, you can either just overpower him by being stronger and faster, or you can, use strategy. And if you figure out all the strategies and like you're reading item descriptions and shit so you know what stuff does, then you'll figure out like how to beat him more easily. With Father Gascoigne, it's just like you have to have the skills of dodging and timing your attacks right, because he's very fast and he's a total asshole. Until Form 2, though, he doesn't really do a ton of damage, so it's usually pretty easy to recover from his shit. But Form 2 is like a fucking waking nightmare.
Yeah, as we just saw. Tom, do you like Super Mario Odyssey? I haven't played it yet, so I cannot say. I can say that in general, I do prefer the 2D Mario games to the 3D ones. So.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Mario?
Mario World, man. It's perfect.
Old school.
Love it.
I didn't think you had like played a lot of Super Nintendo.
I played Mario World on the GBA.
Oh, that's right.
But I did have like good nostalgia for Super Mario World because that was like the one Super Nintendo game I'd play at friends' house because everybody had it because it came as a pack-in eventually. Actually, I think maybe it launched as a pack-in.
For the Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
I know original Mario was a pack-in for the NES. I don't think there was a pack-in for the Super Nintendo. It might have happened eventually, but I don't think it was at first. But I am
Chat,
not
let us
the
know.
master
Was
of
Super
gaming
Mario
history.
World a pack-in for the SNES initially, or did that happen later? Either way, I know it was a pack-in at some point.
No, 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 no! No!
Seriously, the dodge in the Soul game is way OP.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the foundation of the game.
Things are happening. Alright.
Fuck! Get fucked! No, 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 no!
Oh god. You just
Get
need one more hit.
fucked! Get fucked! Become prey slaughtered! Fuck yeah.
It always felt weird to me to have the game say prey slaughtered after it slaughtered me like 40 times. I'm just like, this... I just feel like you're patronizing me right now.
Now I'm fucking looting his wife's corpse.
As you should. SNES Wiki says it was a launch pack-in. So,
Well,
I guess every Super Nintendo came with Super Mario World. Zelk says, quote, looting his wife's corpse.
oh, looting?
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, we'll do that off screen. It's not really safe for Twitch.
Yeah. Don't need to push our luck any further with the,
Yeah, we're
Twitch,
already riding the line.
I've been playing fucking jump rope with the line. The Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. Bergenworth spider is the boss Ram. We will meet him later. If we ever play Bloodborne again. I feel pretty satisfied with this as a like one-time Bloodborne sesh, you know?
Yeah.
Got all the way through Father Gascoigne. Unlocked the fucking chapel, the first major, like, hub in the game. So, that's pretty sick.
Thoughts on Battle Royale? Gay.
As in the manga?
I'm assuming he means the genre of games, considering this is a game show.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know Counter-Strike just added a Battle Royale mode today?
Today?
Fucking Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
How's that even...
I don't know. In games, but the movie as well, I guess. I remember liking the movie, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
I never saw it. Haven't seen the movie or read the manga.
It was originally a book, right?
Actually, yeah. I think it was a book first, and then a manga, and then a movie.
The only reason I remember it's a book is because there was a cursed image of, in Barnes & Noble, a copy of Battle Royale, the novel. And there was a sticker that was put on there that said, read the book that inspired Fortnite.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
And I
remember
died
you
a
telling
little
me
inside
about
and
that.
haven't recovered.
That's the funniest shit in the world. The book is supposedly really fucking good. But I have not read it, so I do not know personally.
There's just like OMG, oof, and
Shit.
yikes. So I'm assuming it was the Battle Royale line.
Oh yeah. Every time you say it, someone's got to hear it for the first time, so it's worth bringing up again and again. Maybe
if I know this exists, you all must as well, unfortunately. When are you going to appear on the PCP again? You need to defend yourself from all the naysayers.
Whenever I happen to be awake and the show is going.
Digi's been getting up every day around like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
For the last like 5 or 6 days.
The only reason it hasn't gotten even worse is that I have to do this show.
Yeah. I keep thinking like, is today the day I'm just gonna have to stop by myself?
Be able to wake up in the morning again.
Yeah, no. Eventually it would recorrect, but like, and if we don't have the Friday stream, it might happen. But although that one's at midnight anyway, so it's not the same concern. But
have you guys read Neuromancer?
Nope.
I've heard of it.
I tried. It's fucking barely comprehensible.
I have no idea what it is, but I've heard of it.
It's a like cyberpunk novel, but it's written in like a really trippy stream of consciousness. Is this it? Are we done?
I mean, we're at 208 right now.
I did all my leveling and shit, so
if you want to call it, we can call it.
let's call it here, everybody. Thanks for watching me play Bloodborne. I had a good time. Oh, I love this fucking game.
So,
I'm impressed with myself for beating Gascoigne in 2 tries.
Are we doing the late night streaming tomorrow, or are we gonna put it on hold?
I think we're gonna put it on hold for now until we see some. I mean, like this stream had like what, less than 60 viewers.
Yeah, we've been sitting around in the high 50s.
So yeah,
I think we got to 71 for a little while, but it didn't last.
I just feel like there needs to be more push on for the channel's success before like we can really commit as much time as we do to streaming. I spent a lot of time making the Tales of video. It's it's fresh and new. We don't know how well it's going to perform or if it'll really draw any attention to the channel or the stream. If anybody fucking knows anywhere they can share that shit, please share that shit. If you want I Am Games to continue to exist, you're gonna have to help. Because
the future of I Am Games really does depend on the performance of the videos
view
going
counts,
forward.
View counts and stream counts. The more people show up, the more we can do it. If people don't show up, eventually it will become financially infeasible for us to continue to work as hard on the show as we even do now, which is not as much as we'd like to. Obviously, if we were making the money that we would like to, we would be able to implement changes and fixes a lot faster. Fix all our stream bullshit, get all the rewards set up properly, fucking spend more time in the Discord, get Namkai Bando off the ground.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. Be the games
you want to see.
There we go.